Hey guys, what's up? Richard here with High Caliber Carpentry. Got a interesting video for you here today. It's about more of an opinion piece than about actual carpentry, but something that I've noticed, and I'm sure everyone else does, is whenever you roll around town, you know there's always that one house, or there's 2 or 3 houses. In this area, there's like 15 of them that are, just uninhabited, and maybe it's being taken care of a little bit, but you can tell, like, hey, probably somebody's not living there, or, I think that person passed away, and so now it got inherited to the family or gifted to the family. And so it's a difficult thing to really understand about what to do with that. And so I think on the family's part, it's difficult to understand because you've inherited this property, it's been gifted to you, but you want to make the right decision on what to do with it because it holds a large amount of sentimental value to you. And the reason I'm talking about this today is because recently I had a Facebook post roll across my page from a realtor, and I think it's very astounding that she would announce this as a realtor, and I'm totally in agreement with her. So I'm just going to go ahead and read that off to you, and we'll go from there. She said, "I saw something today that made me think of how we honor or disrespect the legacy of our deceased. Allowing homes to go into total disrepair because they were gifted to you is a greater sin than being wasteful. It's total disrespect for the person who worked 2 jobs, long hours, and took pride in their property. Something to think about." So in this, it's been misconstrued that, maybe someone's living in there now that's working 2 jobs and has taken pride in their house, but they can't afford to fix the house up like it needs to be. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the house is uninhabited, no one lives in there, and the only way that it's getting taken care of is by the people who have inherited it. And that's actually what this house is. The family inherited this house and they were selling it. We're like, wow, that's the initiative that we want to get on, is to save these old homes. This house was built in 1953, and so while it's got some issues to it, I'm sure you can see behind me right here, this nice little shop works out humbly for us, and we're proud to call it home. And it's just one of those little houses that we rescued, and we're proud of it. But they sold it to us, and they sold it to someone who cares about houses, who cares about these old places and keeping character and instilling that charm in it and keeping that going throughout the house's lifetime. And you can only do that so much before you got to take out rotted stuff, but that's a topic for later. But the topic here is about inheriting a house, or being gifted a house, a property, and what to do with it. And again, going back to the family and how they struggle with this, is it holds a lot of sentimental value. And so, should you rent it out? Should you keep it? Should you level it? Should you sell it in an as-is condition because you just don't want to fool with it anymore? And then you got a lot of cases where are the 3 and 4, 5, 6, 10 brothers and sisters going to agree on one course of action? And that's a big hang up for some folks too, that you just say, leave it. I don't want to deal with it. I'll just pay taxes on it every year, and we'll write it off. Everybody will pitch in for the taxes. Maybe, right? So what's the best way to go about this? And really there's no right answer because there's so many circumstances surrounding it. But I will say this, if you guys will allow me to say this. The house isn't reaching its full potential. There, I said it. The house is not housing people in it right now. That's what it's supposed to do. That's what homes are supposed to do, is provide people safe environments. It's supposed to help people experience physical, emotional, mental, spiritual security within that space, because it's really a solitude. So if you think about your home and what it offers you and what it gives you day to day, and maybe some of the things that we take advantage of, like hot water, a roof over our heads, food to eat, even mortgages, even though we're paying for something, we know that we're getting a larger investment in return through those things I just mentioned: roof over your head, place to eat and sleep, warm place to live, and just like that base of operations that you have, like that is consistent in your life, like that one consistent thing. So a home offers a lot. And she's saying here, it's a greater sin, what is it? Allowing homes to go into total disrepair because they were gifted to you is a greater sin than being wasteful. So being wasteful with, I see that as, we're just throwing stuff out all the time, like, we don't need that, we don't need this, or, we want that, but we're just going to toss that because we don't want it anymore. But it could be used elsewhere, and so that to me is wasteful. But allowing homes to go into total disrepair because they were gifted to you is a greater sin, because you're making a decision every day to choose to honor the legacy of those people who worked so diligently, so hard, and took so much pride in what they do, and now we're not doing anything with it. We're not carrying that legacy forward. There's two things that we can do here. We can be progressive with that legacy and allow that to carry forward, either through what we do through renting the property, leasing it out, allowing someone else to live there, selling the property, etc., etc. Being progressive, making steps forward to carry on that legacy, and really to pour more value into that sentiment that you have towards the property. So we could progress or we could decline, and there is no in between. And declining is just keeping the yard mowed every week, maybe weed eated, maybe you keep some things in the shed, let the bugs eat it up, because that's what's going to happen. Rats get in there, rodents, bugs. The water doesn't get used, it sits, it molds. It creates more issues. A lot of leaks start to form because a lot of things aren't in operation here. So, rodents will bite through the electrical. They do that. Like, them little buggers will eat anything. They ate her dang dishwasher hose one time. But what else? Your foundation will crumble. There won't be the continual maintenance on it that needs to be done because you're living in there every day, and you're seeing that the cabinet needs to be tightened up. You're seeing that the front door needs adjusting, and the windows need replacing. There's a lot of stuff that goes into a house, guys, and I'm completely on the same page with this realtor here who posted about inherited and gifted houses needing to be taken care of because people need to live there. There's a lot of people out here that need to live. I'm like, if you even let a homeless person live there, at least then you're using it for something. Help them get a job and pay $200 a month or something like that. And I'm just thinking out loud here, guys. I'm trying to help our communities get better, and that's really our drive, is to help others discover the potential around us. Not to judge anybody, but just to say, point awareness here. Like, hey, this is happening. This is what's going on. I'm passionate about this. There's people not living in these houses, and there's people who could live in these houses. What can we do about this? And so that's where I'm at right now in this post. But I've already gone on for 8 minutes here. But hey, listen, guys, I'm really passionate about this. This is something that I feel is necessary to tackle because there's so much, it's so prevalent going on. I think that a lot of people, this isn't personal attack on anyone. I don't see it as I don't see it as a sin. Essentially, there was their flavor of language there, but I do see it as something needs to be done about it. And if we can spread the awareness out there that we can do something, each one of us has that power to do something about it, then I think that our communities would get better. People would have those places to stay, to work from, to live in, and to have that consistency. And ultimately, we can get stronger as communities, and communities lead into cities. Stronger cities lead into stronger counties into stronger states into stronger nations. And what more do we need in this time of chaos right now than a strong nation? And so I think a lot of us don't give ourselves enough credit for having an impact where we are now. Ronald Reagan said one time that everyone goes through their entire lifetime wondering if they made a difference. Another half of that is Marines don't have that problem. I was a Marine, which is why that sticks out. But hey, guys, I'm just here to say, like, you got an impact in the community. You don't have to be a Marine to go out there and get it. Bring out that property, make an impact in the world. Go out there and volunteer somewhere. Support your community. That's a big message I want to get out here, because it's really when the community gets together, we all make a difference. I heard in a Rotary meeting, I think it was, that if we want to go quick, we go alone. If we want to go far, we go together. And I'll leave you with that. If we want to go quick, we go alone. If we want to go far, we go together. That really hit me. So, would you join me in helping to make an impact in the world by starting in your community? We can do that by repurposing these old, uninhabited homes to make a difference in the world. I'm Richard Cheek, signing off from High Caliber Carpentry today.